Oh, my. Here we go. Episode 11. You are on the bench with Beeks. I am your humble host, Cody Beekman. I am joined, as always, by Ross at a loss Moormeyer.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
And Keits one-hander Zanders. What's going on, Keits?
Hello, everyone.
Today we are also joined by Aaron Shields. Aaron, say what's up, bud.
What's going on, podcast fam? What is going on, boys?
Oh, just hanging out. How's the week been, gentlemen?
Oh, who wants to go first? I'll let you guys go first. I have, for me, per se, it's been good. Obviously with our current situation, but got a new job title, a new company. It's been great. Just started Monday. A lot of good positives. I've been given an opportunity, and we make the most of it, especially with what's going on.
No more sling and wing.
No more wingies, boys. No more wingies.
There we go.
No wing slinging anymore for Aaron. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Little clap for him.
Clap.
Don't forget though. It was, it's been a long time coming because obviously it's the whole. Let's not forget. There's many people out there that are unemployed, and my heart goes out to their families and their kids, and for me to get a situation that arose, and
for sure,
a nice little bump. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oreo.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, sweet.
What about you two, Keats? Ross, what's going on, man?
Well, I'll let you shoot from the hip there, Keits.
Well, man, I'm same old for me, man. Work.
Every single day.
Work.
Yeah.
But no, everything's been great, man. Happy, like I said, stoked for this warm weather coming. I know we talked about it earlier, Cody. You're like, these 80 degrees weather.
I was sweating my fucking balls off, man. Holy crap, man.
I'm enjoying it, man. It's been nice.
Ball soup.
Yeah, well, you'd be like, what is it, Keits over here, the Latvian Rihanna or something like that.
The Latvian Rihanna?
He's just work.
Oh, my
God. But
We'll make a meme out of that one. Hey?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I've blasted my final right out of the park and everything else, so it's been a good week for me.
Sweet, hell yeah.
More claps. Yeah, where's the horn, man? We need the horn for a bunch of these.
Oh yeah, it's too
I
far
got
right
you,
now.
fam.
Yeah, get the horn. We haven't used the horn. Well, God, man, we've had some great guests over.
Oh, absolutely.
The last two episodes. Oh,
there it is. There's the horn.
There's the horn.
Oh well, so we've actually got a good epi lined up here. This week we've heard some interesting details come out about a 2014 playoff of the NHL. We've also got for your listening pleasure. I know a couple people would be stoked that the Hockey Day in history is backed, and now we're gonna go through our 5 all-time favorite D-men. So. Let's do it. Hockey Day in history, boys. Who wants to go first?
Well, let's see. Do you want to go first, Cody?
Oh, I will absolutely go first.
Right.
And as per usual, I've got a bit of trivia at the end of this.
I
So,
suck at
Obviously.
trivia. I'm horrible.
oh, this is so
know.
exciting. I love it every time.
Maybe I'll give her a shot. How about that?
He
Alright.
enjoys every moment of
Oh, I love it.
it because he knows we're probably not gonna get it. So.
Yeah, that's why I love doing it.
We give him some stuff too, and he's just like over here just skeet shooting basically. He's just like, boom, there's the first bird. Boom.
Fish.
Just like
Fish in a barrel, boys.
yeah.
Fish in a barrel.
Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it. buddy.
Yeah, of course, but
What you
that's
got,
what I'm here
Beeks?
for. All right, so May 20th, 1979, Winnipeg beat Edmonton 7-3 in the final game of the WHA Playoff Champion Series for the Avco Cup. Now, who was the last player in WHA history to score a goal?
Stumped me already.
Dude, I have no
5
idea.
seconds in, stumped, buddy. Stumped. Dude,
Winnipeg Jets, Edmonton Oilers.
1973.
I'd have
I wasn't even born yet.
1973.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ross right now because I know he he loves this guy. I know he does, and
What is it? No, is it Timu? No.
No.
Wait, God. Oh God, no.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
we're talking WHA. That was long
was
before
way
Timu.
before. Yeah.
1979, man. That's like 20 years.
I know.
No, not 20 years. I'm bad at
20
math.
years, I was going to say. Woo.
Oh, yeah. All right. I know hockey. I don't know fucking math.
Let's try that plus 20, buddy.
Keits,
Keits, you have any go on this one?
Yeah,
I have no idea. I'm not even going to try.
No, I'm stumped.
Because I'm not going to make myself look like a fool.
You boys
Fair
give
enough.
up? All right. It was Dave Semenko scored
Oh.
the final goal in
No way.
WHA history.
I would have never thought.
Yes.
Two shits from
The
crazy
final
Semenko.
goal. Yes, Dave Semenko.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's mine. Who wants to go next there, boy? Keits looks like he's ready.
Yeah, I got one. Since we're doing it within like the week that we're recording,
Yeah, we'll call it
drop
Hockey
it.
Days in his
Hockey
in
week
history, yeah.
in this week or month. But hey, we're gonna go 20 years back,
Oh, okay.
May 19th, 2000,
That's better than 1973.
to be exact. But now I got to talk about goalies
Of
per
course.
usual. Patrick Waugh tied an NHL record with his 15th career playoff shutout. That was actually set by Clint Benedict in the 1920s. Interesting fact about that as well is anyone remember Martin Skula?
Of course.
Yeah.
Old
So-
schooler.
So back in those days, he was still a rookie, and he actually had 2 assists that particular game with the Avalanche when they won 2-0 over Dallas Stars in Game 3 in the Western Conference Finals.
Beautiful.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
Well,
That a boy, wow. How about that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Patty over there.
Oh,
Oh
big
man,
ups.
he has so many cool,
Or-
you could talk about, you could have a full episode on Patty.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, call back to our top 5 goaltendies. I think we all had Patty Waugh somewhere on our
Oh, yeah.
5 list.
We did. Or as my grandpa Norm would call him, good old Patty Roy.
Patty Roy.
You guys, I'm gonna assume all you boys had fucking Law within top 3, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
He was top 1 for me. I know.
Yeah.
I know that. I don't. you had him like what? Top 3?
I want to say 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3, I can't remember.
So within the
He
top
was
3.
he was up there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
good
think-
old
What,
like.
what about you, Rusty?
I
You got
think
him
it
up there?
was Durnan
Yeah.
was my number 1, and he was an old Canadians goaltender. Just looking up his stats was just amazing. And
Well, just the stuff he did within the time
within
period
the
that he
7
played.
seasons that he was here, but then also there was Patty Waugh, and then I think I put Hasek as 3rd.
Yeah.
So-
That's right.
Yeah.
So actually,
Prove us wrong. Go listen to that episode.
Absolutely.
one interesting thing that popped in my head, actually, it's kind of related to Waugh, but back when I was still lived in Europe and I played there, my mom sent me a package, and in the package there was like this little teddy bear with an Avalanche logo on it, with Patrick Waugh on the back. It was like, I mean, no one's gonna be able to see it, but I'll show you guys. It was like yay big. It was
It was
fairly.
like
It was little.
Oh, was
For
it
you
like
listeners out there, it's about 7 or 8.
it was like
inches.
those makeshift Beanie Baby bears?
Yeah,
or
it
whatever.
was,
Yeah,
like,
no, I
super
know
little.
exactly which ones that you're.
I could
talking
just
about,
see.
So-
I could just see little baby Keats sleeping with that every single night.
I'll tell you what I did with it. It was my good luck charm. I brought it to every single game, and
Oh, that's
it
cool.
sat on top of my net.
No
I
way.
swear to God, you can ask my dad.
Are
I
you?
brought it with me to every game, and
Giannis,
it
I'm gonna
sat.
ask you.
It sat on the top of my net at every game.
Really?
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna. I will personally ask Giannis about that
It
one.
was
I
hilarious.
totally-
What was hilarious
we're
about
gonna
that
find
too
out
was
about
like
this.
my teammates were making fun of me. You fucking baby.
Typical stuff.
But then, they got used to it, and then there was one game or whatever, I forgot him. I left him in the locker room or
Was
whatever.
that the 62-0 game?
No. That was way when I had him. That was like the second season, or maybe even I can't remember. It was way after that. But I remember, the teammates were making fun of me and stuff, and but I kept doing it regardless. And one game, I don't know, one thing led to another, I suppose, and I just forgot him in the locker room. And one of the teammates like, "Where's the bear?" Like freaking the fuck out. Where is the bear? And they actually went back to the locker room to get it to make sure it's on top of
It's
the
like,
net.
okay, so you're giving me crap for this, and now you're like freaking out that I don't have it.
Because it was
Okay.
like a tradition
yeah,
at that point. It was like, well, we have to have it, Even
Yeah,
they
totally.
weren't really approving of it, I guess, because it was just like, oh, you fucking pussy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
oh, yeah.
Like, putting teddy bears on top of your net, but
See, people, Aaron Shields is a goalie too. And did you ever have any TY beanies or any beanie babies on the top of your net?
I didn't, but I mean as of like last year and the past 6 years in the MW, I mean I just had this one superstition that I had to have a Pellegrini, so sparkling water. And
Pellegrino,
Pellegrinos, yeah. So it literally was just a ritual. I would basically have one with a decent dinner, a little carb over, a little pasta, and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
But every single time, I think there's been at least maybe on one hand 3 or 4 times that I didn't have one, we just got shelled.
Oh yeah.
I remember one big game. I'll make it very short. Played against San Diego in San Diego. I was playing for Utah at the time. Didn't have a Pellegrino. Didn't have pasta, and we got shelled like 9-0 or 9-1, I think.
Oh my god!
It was brutal. It's probably one of the worst games I've had in the league.
Where you don't even.
But then after that, I was back to the Pellegrino.
It's just like staple, like no matter fucking what.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and even then, like even now, after like hockey and I obviously I do local beer league and all that. Obviously I have some beers, but there's some games where if I have a Pellegrino, I just feel good. I don't know what it is. I just look good, feel good. You got some Pellegrino in you.
Oh yeah, you got the bubblies. You got the bubblies. Like you're floating around.
I
don't know. I mean, and like I said, I mean, this is just all personal. But like every single player, whether you're a goalie, you're a defenseman, you're a forward. I mean, whatever. We all have our we all have our certain thing. But that's what made me,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm ready to go.
So when you know the dudes, Aaron, because you used to play with them as well. Brew Crew, one of the beer leaguer teams.
Boys,
so when I first started with those boys, before every game, I used to go up to the pro shop at the Promenade, and I would get, because they used to sell kickstarts.
Oh yeah.
And I would grab one of them.
Dew ones.
Yeah. I used to grab one of them guys before a game, just like, and it wasn't mainly. It was just because, like over coffee or whatever, I like preferred something fruity, I suppose, instead of like a hot thing of coffee, because some of those games are like freaking 11:30 at night.
Well, see, coffee makes me piss like a racehorse, so I could have never had a coffee before a game.
But I used to, but I used to get those, and it was honestly mainly get like, I guess like going like a little caffeine, whatever.
Little pump up one, yeah.
But some of the dudes were like, "Holy shit! Like, can you go a game without one of them kickstarts?" Like, and then something is like, "Can't believe your heart's still freaking working. Like, you haven't gotten a heart attack." I was like, "Nah, dude."
It's like 300 over like 80, like
right? Yeah.
I was like, and these are all like, I was the youngest dude in the locker room. The team. They're all like 40 up, like older people.
They're all beauties,
like,
though. I love
no, they're
guys.
great dudes.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing but respect for them.
Yeah,
But
if
but they. They're just like, I can't believe you haven't gotten a heart attack. And I was like, it comes from you, dude. Like,
you specifically.
you're the one giving them to me. So.
Right.
He's like, hey, Keits is like, hey, buddy, thanks for the D. That 3 I know. Yeah, you gave me that heart attack, right?
Yeah, for real. That's where I'm actually gonna have a heart attack, not from the fucking kickstarts.
Exactly.
Right.
But I mean, hockey people, they got superstitions out the wazoo. I mean, even me, I had to put all of my gear on left to right. I'd even put my left leg into my jock first, left leg first with the skates, tie it, right leg with the skates, tie it, left shin pad with this. Every single thing I had to go left to right. So I mean, we're a superstitious bunch, that's for sure.
I think if at some level, if you've played minors, juniors, pro, semi-pro, I mean, even like your beer league beauty, your veteran guy, each single hockey player has just their either superstition or they just have their pregame ritual.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and then of course you talk to me and Keits being goalies. I mean, they're like, God, you guys are just out of your mind.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
like
you're stepping into like 2 inches of just vulcanized rubber coming out your head just as fast as possible. There's something wrong with you guys, but you know what?
The problem is
I love you guys for it.
we might have gotten too many in the dome. That's the problem.
Well, I mean,
Soccer.
to even begin, oh my, we've gotten so far off track. I think
Right.
Ross, I think you have a hockey days in
I do.
history
I know, but-
today.
No.
But damn, but honestly, I get it. We went off track and whatnot, but these are some of my favorite conversations.
Oh, they're the greatest.
Where
I mean,
it's just like you talk about something and it just like
it just
becomes this fun memory type of conversation,
for
which I'm
sure.
sure a lot of
I'm-
listeners can relate as
oh,
well.
absolutely.
I'm pretty damn
Yeah.
sure we can literally just go on for an hour, but we won't. So
Yeah, well,
We
apparently we've prepared more things to talk about, so I guess we'll eventually get to that. So, Ross, what's your hockey days in history?
Well, mine comes from May 19th of 1974.
74.
Well, yeah, good old 74.
you're
It
1
was-
year out. You're 1 year out from Beeks. So
Yeah, just 1 year off. But Philadelphia became the first modern expansion team to win the Stanley Cup, beating the Boston Bruins 1-0 in Game 6. So, and that also, Bernie Perron had won the Conn Smythe Trophy in his second career playoff shutout too.
That was one crazy team, you know. I mean, you got
God.
Robbie Leach, Bobby Clark,
You got Schultze.
Dave Schultz. I mean, it's like, and obviously, if you guys are really into hockey, you know, that was the Broad Street Bully area where they just beat the living crap out of other teams.
absolutely.
They were so scared of like that Flyers team. Like Schultz, they had like dummies of him like in nooses.
Oh, yeah,
hanging off
absolutely.
the hockey sticks in the actual stands.
Oh yeah, it's
You saw that.
and it wasn't just like one like rival
No,
team. It was basically everywhere he went.
He was the
He was
most
public
hated.
enemy number one
Yeah,
for sure.
Most hated man in like 74 or 75 probably.
I mean-
and even then on.
And you could just never forget about a team like that. That's I would expect nothing less for that to be the first expansion team to win a cup.
Oh yeah. No, not at all.
All right, boys. Well, that was actually some pretty great hockey day in history. So we're gonna move on to a little bit of news coming out of a couple different facets of the NHL sphere. The NHL is actually kind of looking very closely at a 24-team playoff format once this whole let's call it bullshit gets done with, and they're
Shots fired.
well, I mean,
Shots fired.
it's like
Get
they're a little late. That's a little late. Like,
I couldn't find the button.
I'll take it, but that is kind of late. So yeah, the NHL has come out from multiple sources that the NHL is looking at a 24-team playoff format where you're gonna have the first series played by the 4 bubble teams in
Yeah.
each division.
All the not what,
Yeah,
what-
it's
Let me have a score. Is Detroit in that 4-game?
oh yeah, they're scratching. They
Yeah.
they were getting there.
I don't think they're.
They were coming
they're-
back. They were totally coming
But
back.
honestly, the only team that's been good at social distancing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Sweet. Where'd you get that meme from, bud?
I saw it the other day,
but
but
on a-
it's true.
On a serious note, though, I haven't seen the stats, but I mean, Detroit's still 20. I mean, they're not gonna make it. I don't think.
Oh, they're even worse than the Colorado Avalanche record. What, like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
They're
yeah.
like 26
and-
wins or something.
and-
They're so low.
And the Avs were historically the worst, and I think the Red
absolutely.
Wings, the Red
Yeah.
Wings have done a
I
very
don't
good
think
job
they
of
even. I don't
containing
even
that.
think the Avalanche broke 35 points.
Oh,
No.
the 42 actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
did they?
42.
At the
I
end
think
of the- at the end
it
of the
is.
season.
Yeah, at the end of the season. So, and they actually started winning some games at the end there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's for another day.
It's not how you started, boys. It's how you finish.
Yeah.
Like,
Going back to that
there
thing.
Hey, there you
Look
go.
at us now.
Yeah,
huh?
but unfortunately, if we're gonna go cliches, they don't ask how, they ask how many, and we
Yeah.
did not have a lot.
No, we didn't.
He's like, hey, hold my beer.
But
Check
in
this
all
out.
reality,
Right,
though,
yeah.
man, like every team goes through that.
Oh, absolutely.
Every team's gonna go through the same shit,
I mean,
regardless.
I
I mean,
think
let me add on to that. I mean, look at Ottawa. I mean, they're. I mean, Ottawa is, they're not the best, but I think right now Ottawa is going through that growing pain that the Avalanche did.
Oh,
And, I
absolutely.
mean, now look at them. I mean, they're, winning games against good teams.
Yeah,
And there's obviously there's some games where, they're losing games to horrible teams. Like I think they lost to Detroit.
Yeah.
Times.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, boys, let's rally around everybody. And when it comes to like the worst team in the league, we have to win those games. We have. I mean, there's no excuse about it.
Yeah.
As the worst team in the league, and I mean, I'm not trying to call it Detroit or anything, but it's by stats. It's by points against, points for, goals against, goals for. I mean, it's, if you're losing to the worst team, hey, let's step up our ante here, and let's get down to the nitty gritty, and let's work hard.
Well, let's find something here. We got to grab for something, not make this season a complete waste. And I mean, I think Ottawa, just like you said, has actually done that. Actually, they were. I mean, at the beginning of the season, like maybe 1/3 of the way through, that you hear these analysts. They were playing really well. You hear these analysts like, is Ottawa a dark horse for the playoffs this year? And I mean,
right.
we see where they've gone now.
If we didn't have a short season, I firmly believe 100% that Ottawa would have been the dark horse. They would have been coming in. They would have had the last quarter of the season, and they would have crushed everybody.
You got to think about this though. They were fighting with New York, and they were scrapping really hard.
True,
Yeah.
but I think with the experience, with the young, hungry experience that Ottawa has right now, I think they would have crushed New York.
I think it would have made for interesting right down to the end of the season. I think, with those two. I mean, and you even look at the Eastern Conference. I mean, there were still some good teams that were even going to miss the playoffs.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That had like just as many points as maybe a Western Conference team that was actually pretty much firmly planted in the playoffs at that point.
If I'm not wrong, wasn't Dallas struggling too?
Dallas was struggling at the end of the season. They were
They were struggling like a month
at the
before
beginning of the
ended.
season. Yeah. Oh, and
At
they
the
were
beginning as well.
because they were right.
They're
next,
0-8 or 0-9.
yeah, something like
Jesus
Oh God. And because they were they were neck and neck with Colorado for a really long time, and then
good month there.
right there just before the shutdown, they just they kind of just started falling back. I mean, Winnipeg was almost nipping at their heels, and Winnipeg was really far back too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For a while it was mainly the Pacific Division that was taking over the wild card.
Absolutely.
And then here comes Nashville and Winnipeg, and they were nipping at Dallas's heels. So I guess so what leads me to this is that these fringe teams, like the wild card teams for this 24 playoff format, the wild card teams and the teams that are right behind them in the standings, they would play a series to see who goes on to the regular playoff format.
So what are they? So I was actually curious. So they're doing the best out of 3, best out of 5 series, or
They're doing a best out of 3 for the bubble teams. So it's going to be like teams like Chicago. Those teams that have been
So the
decent,
bottom
but they're
four.
it's
Gotcha.
like all those guys that shouldn't even be in it,
Right.
but they somehow are in
Well,
it.
Oh no, it's just bubble teams. It's like the 2 wild card teams and the two teams that are behind them
Yeah,
in the standings in each division. So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's basically it. And then they have basically like the Avs and like all those top teams that already have.
Avs are second best, baby.
Yeah.
It sucks, but hey, we're up there now, boys.
Well, and they
Not the worst anymore.
Well, and they have
Long time coming,
They
honestly.
have them,
yeah.
they have them taking a series break basically until they face off.
Well, yeah, you've got all the qualified teams basically waiting. So like in the East, you're gonna get Carolina, Columbus, New York Islanders, and New York Rangers playing those first series.
Murders Lincolns, how are you?
Man.
You know?
I know.
Probably
Keits
everyone's
is
listened to
loving
it.
this guy.
I'm pretty sure some of our regulars have been listening to it. They're
She's
probably
like, oh, here
like,
he goes
shut
again
the
talking
fuck
about Elvis.
up.
Holy shit.
Keits is being
But
a
no,
dead,
I'm
Keits is
just-
being a dead horse over here.
He's just a proud Latvian.
I'm just
okay?
but I'm just honest to God, I'm just excited because our last goalie for the Latvians that everyone was excited about was Artur Zerbe,
Yeah.
and that was
a
so
long
long
time
ago.
ago, yeah.
That was so
Was
long
that
ago.
2001?
Oh God,
I
way
think-
before.
I think that was
Yeah.
2001 season.
I think.
But I'm
I
just,
think that was his
but I'm
last
just
season,
saying,
yeah.
that was our guy, and now
Well, he was
this
gonna.
Ellis guy comes out of nowhere. He's fucking great, man. I enjoy watching him. He has a unique style.
He's a stud.
You know,
he's a stud.
he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I really respect him.
I mean, you don't go 5 out of 6 games with a shutout, and not
There's
be
5 out of 8.
5 out of 8
shutouts in the 8 games.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's right.
That's what it ended up being.
Oh.
I mean, dude, if you're having fun in the show and you're getting 5 shutouts,
That's unreal numbers,
That's
but
nuts.
if you're having fun in the chill, who gives a shit, dude?
But I think
Well, if you want a payday, you're gonna give a bit of a shit.
I'm just saying, you're just having a good time.
Oh, yeah,
You don't
yeah.
try to pay attention to that. It's like a smoker trying to quit the days like that you're, I've gone this many days
I
without
just
a
think-
cigarette.
I just think, I mean, what he made in his statement, don't quote me on this, but he said, I'm having fun playing hockey. I've got a good group of guys around me, and we're just winning games. And when you have that kind of mojo going on, and you got 5 shutouts and 8, and you just want to help your boys out, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than just your best game.
Oh yeah.
And I think in that moment when he first started with Columbus, because Corpusalo was out,
Yeah.
injured,
and he
then-
went for that long
and he
stretch.
had that like 12 or 15 game streak.
Yeah,
Just crushing it. Just crushing like nobody's business.
yeah.
Another thing
absolutely.
that was exciting for me was also like, and not only like obviously like, holy shit, Ellis is killing it, like we knew he could, you know. But the best part was like, fuck, he has another Latvian guy backing him up right now on the bench.
True.
It's like
Yeah.
this is like history
Yeah, everybody.
for Latvians.
Everybody in Latvia.
You know,
is just like,
this doesn't happen, boys.
Kids is gonna be wearing that flag to bed every single night now.
Yeah. Everybody in Latvia is just watching Columbus Blue Jackets games like crazy. So yeah, I mean, and so yeah,
You have Columbus, and
You
then
got-
who else was it?
it was Columbus, and you got Carolina and New York and New York,
Yeah.
the Islanders and the Rangers, and then you've got on the west coast you've got Nashville, Minnesota, Columbus, and there was a
Columbus is in the West Coast.
oh yeah. Oh my God! Yeah, so it was Winnipeg, Nashville, Vancouver, and Minnesota would be playing for spots in the actual tournament.
Okay.
Lay off the booze, Beekman.
Oh, but that's what keeps me
Lay
going.
off the
though.
vape
I think
stews.
honestly, like I mean, if you look at Nashville, honestly, they were before the season ended, a month before it ended, they were struggling.
Oh,
They
yeah.
couldn't win a division game, non-division
They
games.
couldn't pay the refs to fucking win, dude.
Dude, they were honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to. And like I said, I follow the show like you guys follow it, but they could not win a division and non-division games. They were barely winning games by like a goal or like a last-minute goal. I mean, it just It just seemed like every single time that a non-division game that they played, they were just like, okay, no stress, no pressure.
Yeah.
Let's go out, and then they're barely getting by. And then a division game, like us beating them 9-3.
Yeah, and
They're just like, oh my fucking god, we can't do it.
And let's be honest, Colorado Avalanche fans are completely aware of this. We struggle against
back then,
Nashville
all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time, especially at home in the playoffs.
Yeah,
At their place, at their building.
Yeah. Oh,
We couldn't win one game.
You're right.
It's ridiculous.
No.
When we're, dude, a couple years ago, or a year ago, or even what was it? Yeah, a couple years ago in the playoffs, the Avalanche could not win one game in Bridgestone Arena,
no, absolutely not.
even if they paid everybody, right?
Wait, was
Yeah.
that
They
after?
struggled.
Was that after Cody Mack got traded?
That was the same season.
That's
That
the
was
same
the
season. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know what it was, but I mean, I'm glad. Long story short, I'm glad that the Avs turned it around. And like I said, I think Nashville, if they get their shit together like Ottawa has, maybe they can actually Pecorine,
I was saying,
I
Pekka was working.
Hey, trust me. Put it this way: I love Pekka. He's the man for Nashville, and goalie to goalie, I love him. But his days are numbered.
And
Yeah.
But you know what you need when your Pekka doesn't work, right?
wow, wow.
Anyways,
I think we've all been able to watch Pekka a long time.
Oh yeah.
He's not a playoff goaltender.
No.
He's
No.
not a playoff
chokes.
goaltender.
He was when he was young. He was.
Yeah,
I mean, he knows how to score goals.
that's true. Yeah, that is
Ooh.
true. That is
Put it-
very true.
Put that one in Chicago. How are ya?
How are you now?
Hey, guys, one thing that I also want to talk about, I mean, we're talking about, like, what this playoffs is going to look like and all that, but I kind of want to talk about all these restrictions that they're talking about.
Yeah, throw it down,
It's
bud.
it's not, like, implementing, like, this is how we're going to do it.
It was just a doctor's recommendation.
Pretty much, but one thing, like, I don't even remember the details. I read a little bit of it, and I got a little heated, and I'll tell you why.
Well,
so they were talking about, like, full face masks on all players, essentially no spitting on the ice or anywhere around, no fighting, so no like
Physical contact.
like if you can avoid any sort of physical contact, like
Not a fan.
Yeah,
Not a fan at all.
yeah.
So
Good
this is
job,
all-
MMA. Good
we're-
job, MMA. Good
well,
job.
Well, this is okay.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
this is where I'm getting at.
this is where he's going with
This
it.
is where I'm going with it. This first of all, this almost sounds like a beer league game to me. You know what I mean? Like, no body checking, but if you bump into each other, like, shit happens.
2 minute rough.
But here's my thing, and I want to get your guys' opinion on it, and I would love to hear from other people, maybe they're listening as well. So, what is it? 2 weeks ago, UFC 249
Yeah.
launched. So the first
Sporting event.
that we've seen in months.
Wasn't
Everyone's
that-
excited.
Wasn't that in Vegas?
I don't know where it was,
This was in
honestly.
Vegas.
Either that or on quote unquote Dana White's private island.
Here's the thing.
That's fucking sweet.
Before I
That's
say
what his idea was, for just to take the UFC
Yeah.
to an actual private
Yeah,
island.
yeah,
and
we
just do
talked about
with-
that.
Let
Yeah,
Keits finish
so,
on here, boys.
but
before I say, like, what I'm saying is, like, I want to make this sure and let everyone know I am honestly a huge UFC fan. I've watched UFC. I watch all the fights. I'm into it. I'm all about the sport, so I have nothing against them as a sports organization, whatever you want to call them. But here's my beef. So here's the NHL talking about, like, we need to implement all these safety precautions, these face masks, no spitting, this and that. Now, UFC 249 comes out, and there's literally dudes hugging each other, sweating each other, bleeding on each other,
Absolutely.
and that's completely okay.
Yeah.
No issues. I get it. So they have, like, the announcers, like Joe Rogan, for example. He's 6 feet away from his buddy that he comments with, and so forth, and, like, everyone keeps their distance. And but yet at the same time, you still have these two fighters literally hugging each other,
And a
like I
referee.
said, literally, like, probably spitting each other's faces, not knowingly, like blood and shit. But that's okay.
Yeah.
But hey, in the NHL, you better have a fucking face mask on and a face shield, and you better not spit or don't even breathe, when you're skating by a dude.
you can't even do farmer blows or anything, and you can't even do after skirmish, like, scuffles or anything.
So anyways, like, not to go in this huge, like, debate or anything, but, like, first things first, I want to get your guys' opinion on it, and then just trying to, like, maybe understand, and maybe I'm not seeing something that other people are, but it's like, is it because they're doing this because you have a 15 to 20 people crew sitting on the same bench, super close to each other?
I get it.
Is that why? Like, is this like a waiver thing that needs to be signed? Like, what's the deal here? I'm trying to understand why the NHL has to, apply all these rules, but then, someone as UFC, and again, I'm not picking up UFC, but the only reason I'm mentioning them is because they're the only sport that's been doing shit ever since this whole situation's
Right.
been going on.
Although,
So,
let's go
like-
Beeks and Ross, because I got a pretty good explanation. But
I know
I'm still on
Ross
Keits'
is
page.
chomping at the bit for this one.
What? Oh, that, yeah, no, it's just, It's terrible because you can't even have after skirmish like scuffles or like any of that.
You can't even you have to line up
Yeah.
I think it said 2 feet apart at the face-offs.
What are you gonna do? Line up in 2 rows or whatever, doing the national anthem or whatever the hell?
Hey, Beeks, they want 2 pucks while they're at it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you're coming off on like where the Zamboni comes in and then where the bench comes in for both teams.
They all come. They all come out of the tunnel about
6 feet apart. Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
what are you gonna do? Have bubble suits and stuff like that for them coming out? You get what I'm saying? Just to like, it's just ridiculous.
It is. I mean, obviously these are only recommendations. Thank God.
Yeah.
And if the NHL acts upon it, like I don't know why they would, because it literally takes the entire spirit and game out of hockey.
Oh yeah.
Hockey is close contact, like very rough, very very close to each other at almost every aspect of the game. So like these recommendations it's basically a farce.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, yeah. And I like what Keits said, is that there are more people that you have to worry about rather than just like 2 or 3 guys at a time. And but I mean, and obviously the NHL has been saying is that there will be tests. And from what I've heard is that if someone does contract COVID, they're just gonna treat it like they gotta they're on the IR or whatever, and they're gonna separate them from the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, at that point, these recommendations are just like null and void at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and well, I'll add on to what Keats is saying. I think, and I'll take it back to like to the tradition of the game itself, and out of the whole, the pro world itself, I think MLB and NHL want to keep it traditional, right? It's all
absolutely.
It's all about what was done or not hundreds, but years and years, 30, 40, 50 plus years ago, right? And I feel like maybe NHL should probably hold off, and I hate to say it because I'm a huge NHL guy, right? I think they should just void the season and then go back to 2021 basically, and just start over, right? Because I would honestly, in my personal opinion, I know where Keats has come from. Where how is it okay for UFC to do this, and then it's not okay for the show to do this? Well, I think Batman should just stick to tradition of game.
Yeah. Right.
Where you got the boys coming out of the tunnel, pregame warm-ups. You got fans, fans, kids, parents, older folks that just love the game as much as we love it, and do pre-games, have a normal bench, not do the whole social. I mean, it's even if you think about it, if you try to wrap your head around having social distancing on the bench, it is virtually impossible.
Oh, it's incredibly impossible.
It is so. I mean, you can't literally tell me that you're gonna have 4 lines on one bench under social distancing. I mean, and at the same time, I'm trying to get to the end of this, and I will, but you can't physically have that. And if you take that away, and if you're gonna like end up saying I'm just talking out of mash right now, but if you say we'll have one line go in the locker room and then one line come back out and then just
pull the old Mystery Alaska New York Ranger shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's literally impossible. And so in my personal opinion, I think maybe the NHL should just void the season. I hate to say it, and I don't want to say it, but I have to. But void the season, come back fresh next year, just like just as if nothing happened.
Well, I'll agree to that as long if these recommendations are actually implemented.
Yeah.
These are still, keep in mind, these are still just recommendations.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
And
but it's not a requirement, and hopefully Batman can pull his head out of his ass and figure something out.
Well, that's. I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah,
and
go
I'm probably
ahead.
gonna get shit on by all the people who listen to this. Probably by you guys too.
Memes.
I've actually, I'm actually pretty proud of what Bettman's been doing to try to get the season back on track. Yeah, I'm getting 2 middle fingers by Shieldsy here. I'm getting 2 middle fingers by Morsey here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's on the fence. I mean, he's doing some good stuff and trying to do it to where the players aren't exposed or anything like that. They're doing testing and stuff. But,
Yeah.
I mean, At
Just,
this point,
just remember, boys, we're a league that isn't soft.
yeah.
But one thing I want to mention too is, and I kind of want to agree with Cody is, and this might be just because like everything that I see on like my Facebook or whatever, just because like I'm in the hockey world, like these are the things that like clickbait essentially that pops up on my feed and stuff is like. But have you seen any other sports try as hard as Gary has?
No.
Like
Well,
even with the NBA,
Well-
the NBA is the ones that freaking started this.
They like disappeared.
Exactly,
Yeah. Oh,
that's
no.
what I'm saying.
They're off.
So-
They're out.
They
They're
didn't-
gone. And the MLB is thinking about closing down next season.
So you
too.
gotta, like Cody said, you gotta give a guy credit. Like it's unfortunate. It's a fucked up situation. We all know it. But he's trying. He's trying to find some sort of a loophole to make this happen. So
I don't think NBA started it, but I think how how exaggerated they started it, and how like they like were gonna shut down games in the middle of a game. That's a little too much. I mean, it's like
that's brilliant cinema though.
if I'm not incorrect or whatever you want to call it, I think it was Sacramento Kings and a team from Charlotte, I believe. Charlotte was the visitors, and Sacramento Kings were going to play them, and they literally canceled the game about 15 minutes before tip-off, if I'm correct. I was watching that game because I was just flicking through TV, and I was trying to figure out what's going on because Dallas was playing Denver, and they basically were like, we're going to let this game continue because you guys are almost done. It's in the third quarter, basically.
Yeah, there were actually rumors
They're
of that
almost-
one getting canceled,
Yeah.
and the New York Rangers Avs game.
And Mark Cuban was like, dude, what the hell is going on? And so as soon as they finished their game, Sacramento and Charlotte canceled their game, and all the fans were literally just sitting in the stands like, what the hell is going on? Like,
Did someone forget that we were playing a game today, or what?
Literally there was like on ESPN there was fans like sitting in the stands, and they're like looking around like, what is going on? No one's on the court. There's no NBA officials. There's no one at the score sheet, and they're like, "What the fuck?" They're like dumbfounded.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, that's a lot to think about. And we can't forget that like money is a huge part of this too. A, the NHL doesn't want to lose money off of this season. B, it's going to take a lot of money to get tested for everybody. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's still up in the air. They're, from what I've heard, they're just still in just mad. The NHL return to play committee is going all out. They're in mad appointments and stuff, just talking about it. So I guess we'll see when it actually happens. But I mean, there has also been a lot of states that have actually opened up for pro sports to be played played again. I mean, obviously, Colorado is looking to be one. California is.
Arizona, Florida.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I would assume as more of these dominoes fall, we'll see more Canadian cities as well.
Well, and they're also, not to interrupt you, Cody, but I'm just going to add on, they're considering 8 to 9 cities. Bettman hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
But it's been 8 to 9 cities that he's been thinking about where they can host the actual Stanley Cup playoffs and just have that as like a main, like...
Well, just neutral sites, basically.
Neutral sites, basically. As long as they don't do what the Koreans did with, like, did you see that article?
The Koreans?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The North Korean or the South Koreans, they put sex dolls in the stands.
Oh my
for
God!
their
Are you
fans.
serious?
I'm dead serious. Yes. And it was just as long
Are
as
you
one-
sure that wasn't like a Onion article
like
or
a
something?
spoof.
No,
Onion.
No, it was like a legit, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And even if it was a joke article, I could see him doing it. Because Taiwan's actually continued with all their sports stuff. They just don't have any fans. So, but, yeah.
Well, hey, another thing I want to mention, I honestly, I just found out about that today, and I'm like way behind the loop and stuff. I literally just found out today that AHL's canceled.
Oh yeah, it's been canceled for at least like a few weeks now.
2 weeks at least.
Has it literally been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They canceled
Holy
it,
shit,
like, a week
I'm
and a
really
half.
behind the loop.
Sit down, Keits. Sit down. I'm kidding.
Sorry, man. Work's getting the best of me, unfortunately. But hey, man, like, what, little bit to catch up on that. Then we don't have to get into no huge debate on that. But it has to affect the NHL in some sort of way.
Of course, I mean, if one of your guys in the NHL gets injured, you're gonna need some of these guys in the AHL to be ready to go and come back up. You know, maybe.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Do you think they'd implement some sort of thing where you're gonna have these AHL call-ups or prospects or whoever's like signed to a pro team as well, like come and skate and just chill in the cities with all the teams and stuff and skate with everybody during practice? That's another thing that nobody's been talking about.
Right. Because I was literally gonna kind of go the same story that you just said. It was like, yeah, it has to like make some sort of effect for the NHL. Because like I said, kind of like the Avs or like Columbus. Like you have a crap lot of people that get injured throughout the season, and you need players
to fill those spots.
Who do you get them from? You get them from the AHL.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good point. Yeah, and nobody's been talking about that. Like, what are you going to do with those guys?
Right.
So those are even more players that you have to test.
I mean, I guess, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, they're canceled. The players are still there, and you have your rights to pull them into the NHL, but still, you want them to be active and stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, at some point, maybe with them. Maybe bringing in like a mini training camp. Maybe you'll bring in some of those guys that would be replacements and skate with the team.
Right, because last thing you want is an AHLer. They got hey, season's over, all cool, and like he's doing keg stands.
Yeah.
At his frat party or whatever, and and this is just an exaggeration, of course. But then the next day you get a call from the Avs, Columbus, whoever, like, hey, we need you, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna come play in a high energy, playoff game. So, get off those donuts, start running 5-a-days.
Quit eating all the candy.
Right. Stop drinking the beer. Now it's time to start drinking the life water.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's a lot to chew on, boys.
Yeah, I mean, we could honestly, yeah. We could probably talk about it for another hour, but
another hour, just like the goalie talk.
Oh yeah,
well, that's the thing.
Just like the superstition talk.
You just get into these conversations, man, and it's like, fuck, man, we could talk. There's
so
so
what else
many.
You got going on, Beeks?
Well, we got we all plan to do a little top 5 favorite defensemen, kind of like the Men in Between the Pipes episode. We all decided to figure out who our top 5 favorite defensemen were, and I think it's gonna be pretty goldy. Who wants to go first?
I'll go with it, man. And before we go, at it or whatnot.
Want to take a break?
No, I don't want to take a break, man. Let's just get it done and over with, man. But
hockey players don't take breaks.
What are intermissions, you dick?
I just one thing I want to make this clear is like these top 5 things. This was your idea, Cody, and I fucking hate it.
It's kind of
Shots
both
fired.
of our like him and I talked about this on the side. It was like both of our ideas. So
because it's if you do,
it's
Ross,
hard. That's why I like it. It's hard. That's why I like it.
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
love
just it's one of those things. Like it's first of all, it's hard to like be like you're number 5. Why is he number 5? He should be like at least number 2.
Now we sound like NHL Network.
It's hard. Like I pick people that I like remember as like childhood or like something that
what do you think
maybe
I'm
like
doing?
made an impact or whatever.
So
I mean, we talked about the same thing with the goalie stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's all I'm looking for.
it's just it's hard.
So who do you got then, Keitsy boy? Who do you got?
Well, to begin with, man, let's just get going with it, and I'll be pretty short and like not going into like crazy details or anything. It's just like who I got. If I was a goalie and I had to pick my defenseman, this is who I would pick.
That's what I like to hear. I like that. I like that.
I'll keep it short and sweet, as best of my ability, and we'll go from there.
Good luck.
Anyways, number 5, Ray Bork.
There you go, Borky.
Nice.
That's
Atta
not
boy.
bad.
Nice.
Atta boy.
So obviously, like Borky, a lot of history in Colorado, and then obviously
a lot with Boston. We ended his career.
Well,
We helped
Yeah.
him.
he's yes, he's a Boston guy, but we
Well, you
we
know
helped
me,
the
I'm
dude
alright
out,
with that.
and like he's a well respected guy in Colorado, and like
Absolutely.
you gotta have him on the list.
Probably,
So,
probably
little-
one of the most gentlemanly things he ever did was give Esposito his number when he retired in Boston.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he
Yeah.
moved
Hands
off to
down.
the 77.
Yep.
Anyways, that's a
But-
side note. What else?
But
you got?
anyways, like quick on Borky, like as probably most people know, like he started in '79 and played till 2001. He got drafted first pick, 8th overall in 1979 by Boston.
How are you?
Hey.
He holds the record of the most career goals, assists, and points by a defenseman in the NHL. Obviously, he, like Shieldsy mentioned, he's very well known in the Boston franchise, and he
Oh,
played
yeah.
there for 21 seasons, and actually became Boston's longest-serving captain throughout that time. And to kind of like make it sweet and sound, obviously we all know the Mission Accomplished documentary. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. He did get a Stanley Cup with the Avalanche, and he did get inducted at the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2004.
True dat.
There you go. Keep the change.
All right, what's number 4?
Number 4, who remembers Scott Stevens?
Oh,
Get him outta here.
He put Paul Kariya on his ass
Don't
for
even
like
talk about
for
it.
like 20 minutes. I think everybody's seen that in the playoffs and like,
yeah.
oh my god, Korea's dead.
And then he came back and just scored a slap shot. From
Korea blistered brother. Blasted him glove side. It's like, holy fuck.
opposite side too.
Right.
He did. Yep, exactly.
So, from the comments, obviously we all know Scotty Stevens. He was known to be a very aggressive dude,
A little bit.
but he also wasn't too bad of an offenseman if he had to be at the same time.
I got one word for Scott Stevens. A leader. That dude was an animal.
He did his thing, man.
He was nuts.
But all in all, you know, Scotty played 22 seasons in the NHL. He played for the Washington Capitals, St. Louis Blues, and New Jersey Devils. He served as a captain for the Devils from 1992 to 2004. Obviously, he's most known, you know, for his career is with the Devils.
Oh, obviously.
If I'm not mistaken, he won 3 Stanley Cups.
Yes, sir.
With the
Yep.
Devils.
Yep.
But
Scotty Gomez with him on the side.
You gotta love Scotty
Gomez a
Gomez.
fucking beauty.
But also an interesting fact about Scotty, I don't know if a lot of people know, is he actually led the Washington Capitals to their first playoffs.
Since their inception.
Yep,
Oh, that's nice.
yep. So Scotty was part of that team. But yeah, man. I
So,
mean,
hold on a second.
obviously,
was that before the OV days?
Yes.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hey, trust me. I don't know the Capit's history or whatever.
don't-
Stevens' history, but
Well,
I just want to make sure.
A lot of millennials think that the only Capitals days were the Ovi days, but no, they were around for a long time.
Fair enough.
Talk Dale Hunter,
Oh, yeah.
Dale Howardchuk, and Peter
My buddy
Bondra.
Don Beaupre.
Don Beaupre.
Carry on, Keats.
All right, Keats, what's number 3?
Oh well, I wasn't done with Scotty, guys.
Oh, well, keep going on Scotty, by all means, bud.
But anyways, man, I just want to mention that Scotty's also in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he didn't get inducted in 2007.
True dat.
And I want to let everyone know that Scotty retired with the most games played by an NHL defenseman. To be exact, 1,635 games. If anyone didn't know that.
Not a big deal.
Ooh, all right. Well, actually, you know, that's funny that you mentioned the games played. That's actually one of my big criterion for, like, my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, is games played. Just because playing defense in the NHL is so hard.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I mean, to play for over even like 900 games or even 800
So
games.
I'll make this very short. Would you pick Niedermeyer or Scott Stevens to be in your team currently?
I think he's got.
That fool. That fool already
just-
knows.
just
what
real-
I
hey, just
want.
real-
It's so
real
fun.
quick, real quick, boys,
It's
real
so funny that you mentioned that because Ross is Niedermeyer, Keats is fucking Stevens.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm like Sweden over here. I'm neutral, man.
Yeah. What about you, Keits? You pick Stevens or Niedermeyer?
Well, I picked Stevens already,
It's,
so
it's clear.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so who you got at what?
I just feel like Scotty's one of those dudes. Like if someone, if a dude tripped on me, like Stevens would be like,
Clean
"Let's
him
go,
out.
dude."
Right.
Actually, I think Ross has an interesting story about kind of a same sort of scenario. We'll
Well, hey,
yeah,
let's
we'll
get
get into
to that. Yeah. So let's get to my number 3, and like I said, quick and easy. Number 3, Bobby Orr.
Oh, geez.
Or is it?
If none of you have Bobby Orr in your list, it's kind of like not having Patrick Waugh on your list.
You don't know
see.
your hockey history
Yes
at
and
that
no.
point.
Yes and no. There's
I mean,
a lot of good story defensemen for different teams.
I
so-
mean, I felt like choosing Bobby Orr would be the easy way to go out.
Well, the thing about Bobby Orr is, man, like obviously, like Bobby Orr's been known by his like skating skills and obviously
Goal scoring skills. Yeah.
exactly. So he was one of the dudes that actually kind of changed like the defenseman's position, if I were to say.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's like he was one of the guys like, hey, like if you're a defenseman, like you don't have to stay back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You can.
If
You can score some goals and you can be aggressive,
Press
and
the
that's what
issue.
Bobby Orr started.
If you see that boyish tuft of feathered brown hair flying up the ice, you better skate
Oh, yeah.
backwards
Well,
for your
and
life.
he basically created that offensive defenseman role.
Oh,
like,
totally.
He changed the whole entire game on that
So,
thing.
Keits, you guys have any highlights on Orr or what?
I guess most hockey people, they probably know Orr pretty well, but obviously he played 12 seasons in the NHL, 10 were with the Boston Bruins, and then he finished his last 2 with Chicago Blackhawks. He remains the only defenseman to have won the league scoring title with 2 Art Ross trophies. He was also probably one of the youngest dudes that got inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame. I
Yeah.
believe he was only 31 years old at the time.
Obviously, the goal
Right?
against the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, which you are not even mentioning.
Well, you guys helped me with that. I was
Well,
going to
yeah.
get to that, but I'm not going to
Sorry.
mention it anymore.
Sorry, I was freaking out. I was like, I gotta say it.
But yeah, no, Hockey Hall of Fame. He got inducted in 1979, and like I said, as far as I know, like I said, he was 31 years old when he got inducted in Hockey Hall of Fame, and I believe that's still the record for the youngest player to be inducted.
Yeah, and what I think what surprises most people is that Bobby didn't have a very long career.
No, he didn't
No.
at all.
Did not. Nope.
All right, you got anything
So
else on
number
Bobby?
2 in a row?
I mean, one little thing about him, the National Hockey League also did 100 greatest NHL players, and obviously Bobby Orr was one of them.
I've got one too.
So we got that. Anyways, let's jump to number 2. And this is where we get into from where my roots come in.
Gosh, I knew it. I knew this was coming.
And I just gotta support my native brothers. So number 2 is gonna be my boy Carlos Krastinch.
Oh, rest in peace.
Obviously he was a great defenseman. He was drafted by the Nashville Predators. I believe back in 1998, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't much of a goal scorer or anything like that, but he obviously, as most of us know, he got a nickname by Iron Man, and the reason why he got that was because on February 8th, 2007, he played in his 487th consecutive game to pass Tim Horton for the longest playing streak in the NHL history by a defenseman.
To pass Hortz?
Yep.
Wow, that's insane.
And if I remember, he got. I think he was still with the Avs. There was a whole ceremony before a game.
I actually do remember that.
Where he got a plaque, and he was out there with his wife and kids, and they congratulated him. And an interesting fact about him too is he previously only missed one other game due to an injury in his career against St. Louis on February 18, 2000 with a minor shoulder injury. So, long story short, he got his nickname for a reason, the Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
The whole NHL career, he only missed 2 games.
So that's a pretty good bragging right there.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the show. Eh?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
and
He's
I
like an Andrew Cogliano or something.
I guess
like
I should have. I guess I should have brought that back too. But his streak did end at 495 games when he missed the game in February 25th, 2007, against the Ducks. Ross.
The Ducks.
He did get a knee
Stupid
injury.
Ducks.
He did get a knee injury that he was not able to kind of get over and move on from it. I was
Infamous number 1. You going for number 1 yet?
just chill out, dude. Let
I'm
me
anxious. I'm really anxious to hear your number 1 right now.
Let me
actually.
talk about my guy. In his first season with the Avalanche in 2007-2008 season, he was traded to the Florida Panthers for Ruslan Saleh, which I want to get to.
Which is another one of my boys. I love Ruslan.
Yeah, but obviously they got traded. He played for the Panthers. Anyways, this is where it gets into the sad shit.
Here we go.
So basically, on May 17th, 2011, after 11 seasons in the NHL, Scratch decided to go to the KHL, which KHL kind of became a big thing around that time, and money was bigger and better at the time as well, which he decided to sign a contract with the Locomotive team. Unfortunately, Carlos Scratch was not able to play a single game for Locomotive because their plane crashed September 7th, 2011, which killed Carlos and also Ruslan Saleh. Did he get traded?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a rough one for obviously not only the hockey community, but
Huge
you know,
impact lost, absolutely.
yeah, it was a fucked up situation.
I remember.
Keep it
you-
at that.
I
So.
remember you and I watching the what do you call it, the memorial and.
Oh, the Stars did an awesome one for him, man.
I remember.
I
remember you
if
and I
anything,
did-
the Dallas Stars probably did the best memorial
Yeah.
for him.
Absolutely.
They
I
had his
remember-
wife and kids, and because that was the last NHL team he actually played for.
Just crying like babies.
Yeah, it was pretty emotional, but it was cool.
Yeah,
It was super cool.
absolutely.
So
Him and I, we were just holding each other.
yeah, no, and I
Babies.
it was cool because my mom was back in the day. My mom was able to hook me up. Like the season ticket holders. Once a year to get like those. They used to come like choppers dinners or something like that. But
Oh,
essentially
yeah.
where you like go, you dress up all fancy and you can go meet like the Avalanche and Nuggets players and all that stuff. And my mom hooked me up around the time when Carlos still played for the Avalanche, and I was able to meet him. And I got a picture with him too. I was like super young.
Keith's got a huge boner out of that one.
I was super excited.
Hey man, absolutely.
I was super stoked. That was probably my first time when I ever was in like face contact with a bunch of like NHL players. So it was a cool memory of mine.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, away from the good and bad or whatever,
Dun, dun, dun,
my number one, I'm wearing his jersey, guys.
Oh,
Santa's
of course.
Ozolinch.
Oh, that's-
those links. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah,
The
absolutely.
dude can rip some defense,
How
and
the fuck are you?
but
He's just so.
well, one thing about Santa's is though, like we talked about Bobby or earlier, very similar style. Was not afraid to be very offensive in a way.
A very aggressive.
Very aggressive player, and obviously he did that. He started out obviously with the San Jose Sharks. He did play for the Colorado Avalanche, where he actually became a Stanley Cup champion, and as of now, he's still the only Latvian NHL player that has his name on the Stanley Cup.
Scored the game-winning goal.
Oh man.
Third overtime, 1996 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yep.
If I'm correct.
95, 96, baby.
If you guys didn't know, Ozo was also a 7-time All-Star. So if you guys...
I was actually looking at buying that jersey the other day for $400. I am not that rich.
Oh, really? It still goes for that much?
Of course.
Man, he's
it's
pounding
Ozo.
so many beers these days and stuff, so it's like weird that... But yeah, no, like seven-time All-Star. Again, like I said, he got the NHL, the Stanley Cup with the Avs. Another that probably a lot of people don't know is Ozolinsh is actually the highest-paid sportsman in Latvian history. For all you NBA fans, there's this guy named Andris Biedriņš that played for the Golden State Warriors back in the day that ended up killing that streak. He ended up making a little more money. But the dude freaking didn't do anything, and he fucking sucks, and no one cares about him. But anyways, yeah, there's that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Santa's played for obviously San Jose, Colorado Avalanche, Carolina Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, the Ducks, Ross.
Yes, he did. My man. I loved seeing him play back in the
And
day.
he went to the Rangers. The only thing I could say is about Ozo hit a pretty in the Ducks, and he might have started honestly in the Ducks era into the. He had a very, very bad problem with the beers.
Yeah.
Very bad alcoholic problem, and honestly, I don't know if a lot of people know this. That's honestly how his NHL career actually ended.
Yeah.
He was just boozing too much and causing too many issues, unfortunately, and because of his drinking. His performance also declined on the ice, but regardless, he was still a very respected dude within the Latvian community, because after he decided that NHL might not be the thing for him, he still played in the KHL and he was very active. So yeah, that's all I got, guys.
Well, there you go. It's a pretty good half hour.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna do mine real quick because I was an offenseman, so I wasn't very like.
Well, these are
happy
hard,
about
man, and
defensemen.
that's just another thing, man. Like, it's hard to like do
Put
a minute
everything
per
into
dude.
it. Yeah, right.
All right, so I'm gonna do mine really quick because it's just a really quick kind of thing.
Well, let's hear it.
All right, so my fifth favorite defenseman of all time is Victor Hedman, born in Örnsköldsvik,
There
Sweden,
you go.
a Modo product, and you know how I love my Modo. Norris Trophy winner in 2017 and 2018,
Yeah.
and he's just visceral. He just knows how to play. He's the perfect leader defenseman for a team that's gonna probably eventually win the Stanley Cup. So my fourth favorite, of course, is Adam Foote. Adam Foote,
There you go.
probably the toughest defenseman in the 90s at pretty much any time.
He wouldn't be hanging in my basement signed as a jersey if he wasn't one of my favorite
big deal.
defensemen, or a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just like the toughest. Like, anytime you were his assignment, you were gonna have a terrible night.
Oh God,
A terrible night.
I remember. Just not to interrupt you, Beeksy. I remember when he got his head bashed into the glass during a Red Wings game. And he didn't even care who did it. He was just looking for heads after that because he had that tenacity on that, in his game and everything.
Oh, I remember his very last shift as a Colorado Avalanche. He just went on a tear. Everybody was he was just a heat sick and missile.
I think it's like every single shift that he played.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, he made sure that everybody was going to be hurting after that shift. And I remember being there, and I God damn it, we keep talking about things that make me cry. Why? Why?
Cry in your eyes.
All right, so I'm gonna skip on to my my number 3, Rob Blake. At him now. He's always been a lanky dude, so all that power is right in his buddy.
Oh yeah,
right in his butt.
I was gonna say, how tall is he? He's like 6 something, isn't he?
He's got to be like 6'6", I think.
at least. But that hip check was
crushed everybody.
Oh, dude, it was earth shattering, dude.
And I mean, the fact that he made it to the show, like coming out of Bowling Green at the time, obviously
huge feet.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, coming out of a college, especially Bowling Green being kind of like a lower, like a less relied upon.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. During the 80s and late 80s and early 90s, just the fact his game spoke for himself, and it landed him an incredible career. And I mean, he played 1,200 games in the NHL. I mean, that's huge. So I mean, number 3, it's got to go to Robbie Blake.
Always.
So number 2, if you guys stay up on the jerseys on the bench, you guys already know where I'm going here. Borja Salmi.
I figured that was kind of, but I didn't want to poke at it, so.
Borja Salmi. And the best thing about him is that he never, ever, ever thought about playing in the NHL.
Oh, no.
Never. Like,
no.
He came up so far. He came up from so far, like northern Sweden, like where the Sami people live. I know my Swedish friends will know exactly what I'm talking about. He played hockey, and that's all he wanted to do. And eventually, the Toronto Maple Leafs scout at the time came and said, "Do you want to play in the NHL?" And this is exactly what Borja said. He said, "I literally never thought about playing in the NHL." And the scout said, "Play? No, you're gonna dominate in the NHL."
He did,
and he did. And like I said on the video, he completely changed everybody's thoughts on European players at the time. The initial thought was that European players they're not tough, they're kind of soft, and Borja was just this rough and tumble player that I just I mean, he literally changed. Players coming over from European. Oh Jesus. Anyways, he literally changed thoughts on more players coming over from Europe, showing that they can play in the NHL. And here's a interesting little side note: he's actually the first European trained player to ever be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
That is true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw his glass when I was there.
Oh, Borja. Du är den bästa ishockeyspelare. Anyways,
whatever that means.
Yeah, look it up. Google Translate. Anyways, so to my number 1, and this is the one I'm really proud about because I kind of I just kind of like stumbled upon him, and ever since I found out about him, I've just been completely infatuated with him. We're talking about Thomas Kaberle.
Nice.
Yeah, Thomas Kaberle from Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nice.
See, now I feel like a piece of shit because I have like all these random dudes, and like there's Cody throwing out these like.
Hey Cody, he missed the fucking turn. Give him
underground people.
Give him a break. He missed the turn, buddy.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll let you hop on next time. But no, I loved Thomas Kaberle ever since. Actually, this is kind of funny. I actually, for some reason, I had this like weird infatuation with the Toronto Maple Leafs back in 2000s and 2001, and I mean obviously loved my Colorado Avalanche, but I always played NHL 2000, and always played Toronto Maple Leafs. And Tomas was my man. Him, Dmitry Yushkevich, Alexander Mogilny, absolutely loved them all. And I would.
Mogilny was a fucking beauty, by the way.
Oh, I'm so excited! I actually have a Mogilny sweater coming here soon. Thank you,
Yep,
Daniel
he does.
Torres. Thank you, Daniel Torres. You're the man. Anyways, Tomas, just like how Keith said, who are you talking about who didn't score a lot of goals, but you still really liked him?
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. That's right. He was the same kind of way. He was an extremely responsible defenseman, super quiet, played top minutes every year, and I mean, obviously, he won a Stanley Cup with Boston. I don't know if you guys know that they picked him up on trade day.
Yeah, it
And,
was like waivers or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you guys know I'm a bit of a Boston Bruins guy myself.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I hear, because for the longest time, I always wished that the Avs would pick up Tomas. I always wanted it. I was just like, come on, trade day, here we go, get Caberlet. But he didn't. But eventually got traded to the Boston Bruins. So I'm like, oh, that's all right. That's fine with me. And it happened to be the year that they won the Stanley Cup against the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, in 2011.
Just a little shout out to Brendan there, Brendan from the Hockey Minute.
Oh, there you go.
I gotta push it in a little bit. He always talks about how he has just a total lament for the Boston Bruins. I'm probably gonna get shit on later for this, but for now, Tomas Caberlet, number one favorite defenseman of all time.
There you go, Beeks. That away.
Well, I guess I'll take a big old swing at it now.
Hey, get up there, Barry.
Go for it.
Barry Bonds.
Wow.
Little Sammy
We're
Sosa.
waiting patiently.
Let's go with Sammy
But,
Sosa. Hurry up.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But for people that don't know, he has like handwritten.
He's written a book.
notes.
He has
Yeah.
written a book.
No,
people,
I have.
We'll show you.
You got a
too.
fucking
But-
novel going on.
No, my number 5 is Ray Bork.
Nice.
Borky, of course.
Like, obviously, he started off as Beeks mentioned, the number 7 before Esposito took that and he retired with it.
Well, no, Espo had it first.
Well, I'm just saying, he took the, yeah.
Well, the gentleman, if you guys,
But he
by
gave
the
it
way,
back.
by the way, if you guys haven't seen this,
But wait, 77's retired for life.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
see, when he first started out, though, he was wearing number 7, and that was Phil Esposito's jersey.
Yep.
And then when they finally decided to retire Espo's jersey, it was the coolest thing. Ray Bork actually skated out while they were doing this whole thing, and he had the number 7
On.
jersey on,
Yeah.
and he took it off and gave it to Espo,
Yep.
where it revealed the 77 that he played with for the rest of his career.
Yep.
And it was, if you guys don't know about it, look it up on YouTube.
It's great. No, it's
Esposito retirement. It's like I said, probably one of the most
I'm
gentlemanly
pretty sure I've
things.
seen it.
Oh yeah,
well, it's one of those
I've like
awesome
seen like every single hockey video on YouTube. So
Because there's nothing else to watch these days.
No, for real.
There you go.
But I mean, for his storied career at I think it was about 22 seasons, 23 seasons.
yeah.
And he won 1 cup, unfortunately, because he had a brilliant career. Seriously,
So
guys.
close, so many times.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had a Norris Trophy in 87, 88, 90, 91, and 94.
That's a pretty big deal.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That is huge.
How the
Then-
fuck are you?
right? And then he goes on to win the Calder. And I'm probably gonna get corrected by Cody or Todd.
No, you always love saying Codler every single time.
Codler.
I'm like, it's the Calder,
But
bro.
He won the Calder first year that he was in the NHL. I mean, and that's amazing for a defenseman to do that because, yeah, you don't often hear about it. It's like a unicorn, often talked about but never seen.
Well, if you're my dad, it's a Unicrane.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Whoa.
But he was also
Is this
named...
worthy of the porn? Or what?
No, that couldn't. Do it. Just do it. There we go.
It's
There we
going
go.
down anyways.
Talking shit.
But also, the one thing that I found out about Ray Bork, consecutively, he showed up in 19 All-Star games.
19.
19.
Keep the fucking change, alright? How are y'all?
And that was back before like a bunch of nowadays where it's like you can only choose
Yeah.
a select few of
It
people.
was actually they went to almost like a board of governors, basically.
Hey, here's
the thing.
here's-
Hold on, Kate. Sorry about that. Back in the day, that's when like hockey players actually knew like how to work hard,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Well, you
they
got
knew
your
they're like
Proberts and
if
stuff.
we don't make an impact,
Fuck
if we don't make an
Probert.
impact on the franchise and for themselves and for the team, it's like you're useless. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when you do shit like that, then that's I think the new generation of hockey needs to look at old guys in previous teams and previous franchises, and that's a huge deal.
I couldn't
yeah.
have said it better myself.
Oh yeah.
We're not another question, and this is probably a fucking dumb question, honestly. Did Boston ever retire his jersey?
Oh yeah,
Did they?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
ask because
yeah.
I didn't. Honest to God, I did not know.
They-
Because like that would be weird if Borky's jersey's hanging in the Avalanche fucking Pepsi Center
but
rafters.
not in Boston. Yeah.
You know, and he was only here for what two seasons, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. It was 2000.
Because they
2001,
tried
yeah.
and they didn't make it the first one.
Well,
and
yeah,
then-
they got him. They got him on trade day.
Yeah.
They're like, who's
2000.
that guy?
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, yeah,
I was
they
gonna say, it's
even
like
have
shit.
they even have a little clip of it on the Mission Accomplished championship
Yeah,
video
the
right at the very end.
M16 that they did. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had him just like talking about how Boston was his home and stuff when they retired his jersey. Anyways,
But yeah, and he also won the King Clancy in 1992. I mean, that says something about the man.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, he was just a gentleman and a scholar in the actual game itself.
And for the novice not judging, Ross, what's the King Clancy?
The King Clancy is basically the most like gentlemanly like player without any blemishes throughout the season and everything. He's like an upstanding guy. He's
And yeah, that's totally clear by
Yeah.
just the way he always played too. So I'm not surprised about that.
Oh yeah. And then I will go to actually my fourth one. But
Number 4.
I'm gonna go with Paul Coffey.
I was thinking about that. I was actually
No.
thinking about that. Yeah, Paul Coffey
Wasn't
was
he
a
a
hell of a
Red
player.
Is this Hornworthy, guys?
Oh
Yeah.
no, no,
Okay.
no, no,
Is
no.
it? No.
No,
Okay.
he was a Red Wing. He was a Red Wing.
In Colorado, we don't like Detroit.
Yeah,
period,
so-
No. But he
That doesn't take away from what Paul Coffey did as a
Oh, no.
defenseman.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
he won 4 cups he won 3 with the Oilers, and then he won 1 with the the Penguins in '91. My bad.
Ah,
I just
Pittsburgh.
drew a blank.
Good
But
comeback, buddy.
And the thing about Paul Coffey is I really never think about him as a Red Wing. I always thought about him as an LA King
oh yeah.
and an Edmonton Oiler for sure.
And you'd never think of him as a Hartford Whaler either.
Do you think he
Well,
liked
I mean,
coffee?
Like any millennials now, they don't even know what Hartford is. They
Unless what
They're
is
like,
it?
was I even born then?
No, they weren't.
I was born in '95.
But he.
I'm
yeah,
sorry, millennials.
But he played
Sorry,
a
not sorry.
total of
You're
like
a fucking man.
right. He played a total of 25 seasons in the show.
Wow.
In the show.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and he has the 4 cups. He's got 3 Norris trophies in
Not a
85,
surprise.
86, and 95.
Not a surprise.
Yeah.
One bit.
And I mean, that guy kind of showed up. I mean, he set records in his playoffs.
0 Conn Smythe, huh?
0 Conn Smythe.
That's surprising.
I know.
That
I
is
know.
really surprising, actually.
I know. Like, seriously, it is. And then, I mean, like, he's one of the, most PIMs by a, 1,000-point defenseman?
Most penalty minutes for
Yeah.
a 1,000-point defenseman.
Yeah, my bad. I messed that up.
Oh
but-
man, he's got an edge. That's
Yeah.
well, I mean, you ever
I
look
don't know
back
what you heard about me.
because I got some other PIMC.
Yeah. But no,
PIMC.
he's the most goals by a defenseman in a season. He holds all sorts of records and everything like that.
Oh, of course.
It's just nuts. I could go down the list, but we could have like a 3-hour podcast.
You've been already going down the list.
I think we all have been.
We all
We're,
have.
we're
No,
stretching
just-
this one out, but
I'm giving you
For
shit,
the
man.
fans, I'll make mine very short, very simple.
yeah. Well, call this episode Gumby, baby.
You got you got a list for us too?
It's in my head, buddy. It's in my head.
Oh,
all right,
sweet.
all right.
That's
we
awesome.
wouldn't- Well,
We sprung this on him before, like he
for
got,
for
when he
everyone,
got
I guess
here.
for everyone's listening, Aaron was in the neighborhood, and that's why he's with us today. So we weren't prepared for him to have a list together or anything like that. So
I'm always prepared.
That's what he likes to say. That's what he likes to say. All right, Rusty, keep going, buddy.
But my third
Yes.
is D. Poven. Dennis.
Not a bad one.
No.
Not a bad one.
He led the Islanders along with Gillies and Clark.
You mean Potvin?
Potvin, my bad.
Dennis Potvin?
Yeah. My bad.
Deep Potvin?
Denis Potvin.
Denis
buddy.
Potvin.
Denis Potvin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My
Canadian,
bad.
get it right.
I am so bad with
Boy, you were
names.
born in fucking Colorado. Get off of it.
I love Canada, eh?
Oh, everybody loves Canada, but we're not from it, so bad.
But Denis
Oh, Canada,
Our home and
my
native
home and
land.
native land.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah,
Let's
for
let,
real.
Denis Potvin.
Denis Potvin, yeah.
He played 14 seasons, and he got 4 cups with the Islanders.
Obviously.
And, well, yeah, and he is, I'm just going to put this out there, one of 2 players in the Islanders franchise to play 1,000 games with the actual Islanders.
Huge.
huge feat.
Who's the other one?
Who's the other one? Well, I know we talked about Al Arbor coaching over 1,500 games.
Yeah.
I would, common sense says Mike Bossy.
Oh, you're in that wheelhouse. Trottier.
Brian Trottier. Oh. I could see that, though. I
Oh,
could
yeah.
see that.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, he just, had just an amazing career, even with Canada Cups and everything like that. He won on most levels and everything like
Huge
that.
Huge part.
Huge part in Canada's, hockey community and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And he also won the, Norris trophies in 76, 78, and also in 79.
There you go.
Beautiful.
And, I mean, that's what it's all about. Right there.
I mean,
If you-
4 cups, three Norris. That's
I
beautiful.
feel like we can all tummy stick these guys right now. Oh my God.
I mean, I'll tell you what. If I was in a room with them,
I want fun.
Kid show. We'll keep it PG.
oh, that went out the window a long time ago,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
Fair enough.
But I will go into my second, and it'll be Bobby Orr.
Oh,
Bobby
Because-
Orr. Chris.
Yeah.
Good job, kid. I'm
Bobby.
kidding. But he played 10 seasons, as, Cody and I were talking about. He did not have a long
A relatively short career.
Oh, yeah.
That was 12 seasons. Am I wrong?
I think it was 10 seasons. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
All right, look it up. You've got a fucking computer.
Hold on.
You've also
Oh,
got a
you
phone.
keep talking.
But he also won 2 cups in 70 and 72.
Of
He
course.
won the Conn Smythe in 70 and 72.
Wouldn't blame him.
And he also won the Art Ross.
Wham bam, thank you,
I
ma'am.
mean, and
And
he's
that-
got the flying goal. He made, all these guys that I've mentioned before him. He, were you right? In 12?
12 seasons, boys.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is a quick Wikipedia search.
Wikipedia, you
Vic-
lousy
Vicky-
languisher.
I feel like we're reading fake news right
Fuck
now.
off. We didn't have those back in my country.
No, you just had the guy down at the street. that
Wiki
just
says
claimed to
12
know
seasons.
everybody.
I don't know if it's correct or not.
Okay.
Take
well,
it for what it is.
I might have counted wrong. But he just basically just created that offensive defenseman kind of
Absolutely.
position, and that's what I've usually played, as you boys know. And this is kind of one of my favorite episodes because I get to talk about the players that I grew up watching replays and stuff of, and just it's great. And just what he did for the actual NHL and everything like that,
Well,
and even with the Boston Bruins. I mean,
I mean, Boston's his main team, man.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Because what was it? Only 2 seasons with Chicago, right?
yes,
yeah,
you
I
are
would
correct.
say so. I mean, well, the thing is about Bobby is how many defensemen in that era are winning the Art Ross Trophy?
Oh yeah,
Trophy.
No, that's what I'm. Trippery. But no, seriously, the Art Ross, like, just to win that is just amazing as a
Huge.
defenseman. That's huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I said before too, is like I strongly believe that Bobby was the guy that changed defensemen's
Oh,
role.
oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think
And I completely
till
agree,
this
Keits.
day.
Oh, I completely
maybe
agree.
to go as far as saying expanding
Oh,
their
yeah.
role too.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I think the younger dudes back in the day, you know, is like, I'm a defenseman. I'm
We're gonna
staying
stay
back.
at home. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not.
Because that's my
You're
job.
not gonna catch us.
And Bobby
even-
was one of those guys like, fuck that shit. I can do both.
You're not gonna catch us past the red line or even the offensive blue
no.
line. And here's the thing, I actually just wanted to say real quick. I've gotten the chance to talk to Peter McNabb a lot. And if you know about Peter McNabb, he's the play-by-play commentary for the Avalanche. Played with Bobby and Mike Milbury back in those Boston Bruin days, and he told me the story about him is that they were actually going to a hospital to visit sick kids, and back in that day it wasn't very popular to go and do that, but
Oh no.
But Bobby was going, and he brought Peter around, and they went and visited a bunch of kids in the hospital and made their days and stuff like that. And in the car going away, Peter asked, like, why do you do these things? Like, you don't even know these people. It's just like it's more to be recognized for something that everybody does.
Yeah.
But when you make a single person's day brighter, that's worth so much more.
Oh yeah, it's going.
That
to
is-
like.
It speaks volumes, boys. That's for sure.
And I'm taking it so far out of context, but that's basically the gist of it. And Peter was the entire time you could see Pete, like you could tell that just raised volumes.
Oh yeah.
And now, I mean, Peter is huge in the hockey community. He does a lot with Dog Nation Hockey Foundation.
Yeah.
He does pretty much anything he possibly can for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think that was definitely the turning point, because Pete was a younger kind of guy back then. So I think that really I think that's just huge for Bobby. I mean, he could just walk around in Boston, probably Canada too, and get everything just handed to him.
Oh yeah.
And when he's more focused on making somebody else's day, making somebody else smile that really needs it, I mean, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Absolutely.
Those are the unsung heroes that I love to talk about too, outside of the game.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, let's get back into it, and I'm gonna go with my number one.
Number one.
Scott Niedermeyer.
Big surprise.
What I mentioned earlier.
Horn.
But he got whoa. But Scott Niedermeyer, he just amazed me as a player. Like, seriously, just how like soft spoken, but how he made his like play actually like amplify everybody else, and like his attitude and everything in the locker room just like amplified everyone.
Absolutely. And he
And-
didn't need to say much doing it either.
Oh no. I mean, he took that shot in the head. I think it was during the playoffs during the Senators.
Yeah, not Brad Marchand.
No, Todd
Todd
Marchand. Yeah.
Marchand actually told us about in his jersey retirement.
But yeah, he told it in his jersey retirement. And it was just like, no, he was. The
Well,
only,
tell him like what actually transpired.
What happened is they hit like one of their young up and coming players and everything, and all of a sudden they came after Scott and everything as well, and it was just like one of those things where they're like, we're gonna go after him. We're gonna go after him.
Oh yeah,
And-
everybody in the locker room's like, we want retribution. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna let you do that to Scotty. You know.
Yeah, you can't do that. And then he stood up and he goes, no, let's just win this game and show them what we're made of. 3 games later, they won the cup.
That's just huge. I mean, the man is a winner on all fronts too.
Oh, yeah.
and
No.
I'm sure you know about this.
Oh, I do. I've got all that. Like, I've got books and all that, people. But,
A mile wide.
but he played 18 seasons. He won Norris Trophy in 04, a Conn Smythe in 07. He won 4 Stanley Cups. He was also one of the first hockey players to win a cup, Olympic gold, World Cup gold, or World Cup champion gold, basically. And then World Junior Champion, Memorial Cup, and then a World Cup again. He's one of the first.
Seems like a walk in the park.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing that I wanted to talk about with everybody. They're just like, if we knew that we had Scotty in our back, like in the back end, we were fine.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, he's like the only NHL player to win 4 cups and 2 Olympic golds. Eat that,
wow.
Crosby.
Eat
Eat that, Crosby.
My
yeah.
top 5 is gonna shatter all 3 of your top 5s. I can guarantee you that.
But
Yeah, keep your dick hard.
Can't wait to hear it.
But
I'm ready.
as Todd Marchand went on to say that he won so many championships with other players that he made 226 people. Like, he's got friends for
Champions.
life, and he's got like 226 players that he's made champions. And that's just amazing, like, to be able to say that within the actual NHL, and just the way that he skated and everything. He let his play just talk for what he did, basically.
Talk about it or be about it. He was about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then I'll just put the cherry on top. He's one of the most recent players to win the Stanley Cup with his brother.
True.
Yep. And that's just also an amazing feat.
After
as
he
well.
stole it from Robbie the year before, right?
Yeah, in 2003. But I mean, I would rather have Scott Niedermayer on my team like all day, any day. If you have
Well-
a guy that's winning,
Well,
like
we all
that-
know who won
Oh yeah.
that first cup. So.
Oh,
I still think my dudes would protect me better. Just saying.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Honestly, I'm
Whatever, dude.
surprised we haven't had like a bloodbath out here. Anyways, I mean Scott Stevens. I mean that's like Ross's mortal enemy right there.
I respect him as a player, but just because the hits that he put on certain players were questionable.
Paul Correa.
Hey, man.
Paul
And
Correa.
Lindros and
Oh
Boys.
fuck Eric Lindros. Come
My-
get me.
well,
Well, boys, I'll give you my top 5. You guys ready?
let's do it.
Get it.
I have no stats for the fans out there.
Yeah, because
But
he's just so unprepared all the time.
I walked in unprepared,
Yeah. Well,
but I'm prepared in the head with my top 5.
there you go. At least
number 5, Sergei Zubov. Dude, Zubov was a fucking animal. Number 4, we're gonna go with
Oh, do you
see
forget?
here.
Do you forget?
No, I
Forget?
didn't
Did you
forget.
forget?
Kevin Boyle. Kevin Boyle was an animal.
Kevin Boyle. Holy crap.
Number 3, Nicholas Lindstrom.
Okay.
All right.
I was like almost on the
Oh,
fence
yeah,
to put him in
Lindstrom
there.
Lindstrom was on the list.
Dude,
I'm sorry,
Dude,
yeah.
It wasn't about. So with Lindstrom, I'm gonna be very brief. He wasn't about the hard hits.
No.
He wasn't about just a bone crushing. He was a very, very smart defenseman.
He was
Very smart.
he was a Hedman before
Yeah.
Victor Hedman was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was. Lindstrom was literally. If you told him to think about being a defenseman, he'd be like, "Oh, I already know." It just
I
came
don't have to
natural.
think about that.
Yeah, it just came natural, right? I mean, trust me, I'm not a Detroit fan, but I will brag about Lindstrom because he knew
Yeah.
exactly where to be at every single shift.
I can agree with you. Yeah, I can
every
agree.
single time. Lindstrom was so smart.
Yeah, agreed.
Number 2, I have to go with my boy Robbie Blake.
Robbie Blake,
We love Blakers.
hips in
and
the
then-
house.
And number 1, Zdeno Chara.
Chara. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
twist.
I can't believe that
Oh,
was in your list, Beeks.
Absolutely.
you know.
He's a big boy, and like I said, back to Lindstrom. He wasn't about the big hits, but 1, his presence, 2, his defense for his teammates,
Yeah.
and 3, his not just being just like a dominant presence and just being like big guy in the
Yeah.
locker room. he was an absolute, and still is, an absolute leader.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, true. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you know yourself, if you know your realm, and you're in the locker room, obviously we will never experience that. But if you're surrounded by 24 other guys, or 23 or whatever, Chara just knows that he's respected. He respects his teammates, and they know that they can lean on him at any point.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
And
I still want to
Figuratively
see.
and literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Marshan's like, "Oh, I got Chara behind my back.
I
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
I can rely on him."
That's the only reason why he's doing all that
Exactly,
shit, kissing
yeah.
and licking people.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys think, but I still want to see one of these younger dudes that will beat the fuck out of him.
You're not gonna see that.
I'd
You're gonna
pay
see
to
it.
watch.
You
You're
are
gonna see it.
not gonna see it.
You
He
and this-
is
The
gonna
last
get
guy
his
in the
fucking
league.
ass
The
beat.
last guy in the league that could have beat fucking Chara's ass was John Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying
And
that right
it's,
Oh,
now.
yeah.
you know what? This gets back to like the UFC shit. It's like he's reach.
Yeah.
That's why he
it's
fucking
huge.
wins.
It's
Because
huge.
he's like this tall
Didn't-
dude, lanky fucking arms.
Didn't Ryan Reeves give him a run for his
Man,
money?
give him a Conor McGregor. He's going to knock
guarantee
him
you
the fuck out.
I guarantee you Reeves ran him a few times. And,
Yeah, he has.
But
and
no,
I mean,
I'm
Reeves
saying
could give
it
him a go.
right. Well, no, I'm pretty sure like at least once Reeves has dropped him with Chara, hasn't he not?
Oh, I mean, Reeves wouldn't be the player he was if he didn't.
Right, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
and then to go back to his Lindstrom thing, back to Scott Niedermeyer, going back to what you mentioned.
Always.
But no, the only fight that I've ever seen Scotty get into was versus our buddy,
Valery Kaminsky.
Valery Kaminsky.
Kaminsky was an animal.
Oh, he's an animal, but
Him and Mike Keane. Mike Keane was
they were nuts.
dude.
They were nuts.
They were like on a whole nother level.
They
Oh,
were.
totally.
But Niedermeyer got so peeved at him for something.
Oh yeah.
And started like going just blow for blow. And that's the first fight that I ever seen Niedermeyer get into. And all of a sudden, Valery Kaminsky's jersey, his sleeve, ends up on his head. Scott Niedermeyer's
I
head.
think I remember
And
that.
he's just swinging, and it's the Devils and the Rangers going at it.
Yeah.
And then Scott Niedermeyer just tries to skate off the ice, and he tries to drop kick the actual.
Well, no, he's got Val's jersey.
He's
and
got Val's
and
jersey.
and he literally drops it and kicks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
drops
I
it
mean,
and kicks it.
All,
And goes,
all our
"Sweet."
older, yeah.
Well, boys, that's my top. Obviously, sorry fans, I don't have stats.
No,
but,
that was beautiful.
Top five.
That was
is-
great, man.
It's not the norm, but I think I think Chara is. Still,
You know,
I think Chara has at least about 3 or 4 more years.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I wish we would have made it as quick as you did it.
The only reason why the Bruins even stayed in last year's finals was because Char came back from that broken jaw.
100%.
Yeah, that's the only.
Just like Pavelski and the Sharks.
That's the only reason
Yep.
why it went to Game 7.
Yeah.
Speaking of your boy Chara, there's been talks. Is he gonna
From
retire?
from what I saw from that article is that he is not ready to retire.
Nope.
But he's also willing to go somewhere else if he had to.
Just like Joe
Yep.
Thornton.
I don't know why he'd want to. I guess that's really up to Don Sweeney. I mean, because I know Chara would probably stay there if he could. But I mean, I see it in Chara that he'll play until he wants to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Yermin Yager.
I was
Oh,
saying,
dude.
The ageless
I don't know if
man.
you heard our last episode. We talked with Jan and we spoke a little bit about Yager and stuff.
I heard that. Yeah.
Dude's still doing his thing,
He's
man.
an animal, dude.
Oh, and my buddy Todd.
He's the ageless man.
Exactly.
Todd up in
Todd Sawatsky.
Sawatsky. Yeah. No, I almost butchered it again.
I
He
think
would have been pissed.
He'll have a
But
have fun
Sawatsky.
with that.
But
He fucking butchered it, man.
oh,
and
I
Todd,
did.
Todd messaged him. He's like, dude, you just completely.
No, I
just-
messaged him. I was
Oh.
like, "How do I pronounce it?" And he goes, "You dumbass."
Maybe you should have thought about that before you said it live.
Shout out
no.
to Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd, what's up, buddy?
But no, it's just like he. Yeah. Never mind. I went on a tangent.
Well, here we go. That was incredible, boys. I really enjoyed
Fuck,
it.
man. Yeah, I think we had an incredible conversation. I think we went off
We killed it.
off the charts. You
Off
know?
the beaten path, but
Yeah,
I mean, we
we-
found some gold along the way. You know, maybe a couple shamrocks, 4-leaf clovers.
Hopefully, fans enjoy the longer podcast.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
sure.
say this is probably gonna be the longest podcast we've had so far
Hey, I
because
like
we
it.
just get into these conversations and
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, we did have another passing just recently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Ross take this.
Yeah, I'd like to dedicate this episode to my grandpa Norm. He meant a lot to me, and I mean, just a few of my friends. I mean, he said to continue doing this, and we're gonna do it. So, I mean, this one's for Storm and Norman. Let's get her done, boys.
Storm and Norman
The
Monster,
show
Done,
goes
man.
on. The show goes on.
rest
boys.
in peace. And
Rest in peace.
just want to say thank you to all our listeners from every reaches of the world, U.S., U.K., Germany, Sweden, Latvia, Ireland, maybe someplace that's not even on the map. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And I want to say thanks to Aaron Shields, a little tendy love over here.
Yeah, thanks for
boys. I
thanks
really
for
appreciate
stopping
it.
in, man.
It's an honor, huge honor.
Thank you.
Sweet.
always fun. And also, real quick, big thanks to VTG jerseys.
Yep, absolutely.
Got a brand new jersey that I wasn't expecting to get. So thanks so much. Super excited to throw that in the
Same
collection.
with me, a nice old school Flyers jersey.
Well, I got a Toronto Maple Leafs Michael Pekka jersey, so and that thing's signed.
So if you
Hey,
got
VTG, I'm looking for an Aperture jersey. I'll pay for it.
there you go.
VTG Aperture
VT
jersey.
Just make-
VTG.
just made
I've
a
got one signed.
Oh,
in
yeah,
a
like you're
frame.
gonna
Do you
give it
want
to him, you
I'm kidding.
just
I
when
seriously
you
do,
go to
though.
buy it, just put in code VTG Beeks and you get $15 off your purchase.
Oh yeah.
Coming for you. I'm coming for you.
You hear that,
Let
Bradley?
us know, VTG, if you got that Aperture jersey, hit us up and we'll link you up with our boy Shields and we'll make a sale. Hey?
Well, hey, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you all. We love doing this, and all I gotta say is keep your head up, kid.
Yeah.
Have a good one. See ya.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Till next week.
Hey, do.
Bye.